الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سبحانك لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر وأنت على كل شيء قدير. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما واجعل التفرق بعده تفرقا معصوما. اللهم ولا تدع فينا شقيا ولا محروما. اللهم آمين. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to Him, and peace and blessings be upon His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He who is guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is His messenger. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, respected brothers and sisters. A question that many Muslims, many believers, they ask. They say, Ya Shaykh, Ya Doctor, we do pray. We do our best not to deal with riba. We don't drink alcohol, alhamdulillah. We are very nice with everyone around us, which means we do our best to be good practicing Muslims. And we have a lot of needs in our life. We have a lot of problems in our life, and we keep making dua. But in many cases, Allah does not respond to our dua. So, where is the problem? What is the problem? How can we solve the problem? So our talk basically today, I'll try to cover this package. The package of what is the law and the sub-laws of the big law of how Allah deals with His servants in terms of responding to dua. Okay? So we will be discussing, we will be highlighting the Quranic verses about this topic. We will be talking about prophetic traditions, a hadith nabawi about this topic. And we will be discussing what is called in the Islamic terminology, mawani' istijabat al-du'a, the obstacles in the face of the dua. We will be discussing the conditions of responding to dua, shurut istijabat al-du'a, and we will be highlighting turuq istijabat al-du'a, the ways we have obstacles, conditions, ways. Sometimes I might be an obstacle between me and being responded to. If I pass this, I need to fulfill conditions so that, inshallah, the response will be there. Okay, Allah's response has many different ways. It's not just one form. By understanding the full package, every single person of us will be able to realize exactly where is he in this mosaic. Okay? It's like a puzzle. You can put exact pieces in the right place. You can have the full image. You can realize where you are in this, let's say, picture, for example, how to change your status in case if you are in a negative, you change it to positive. Okay? Now, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will give the first ayah that many people they ask about. They say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, which is true. I will be quoting the Quran now. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيب أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ فَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي وَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي لَعَلَّهُمْ إيش؟ يرشدون. لعلهم يرشدون. جزاك الله خير. الله يكرمك يبارك فيك. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. Allah says in the Quran, if my servants, O Muhammad, are asking you about me, let them know that I'm so close from them. And I do respond to their dua in case if they are making the dua. So we understand from this, Allah will not respond if I do not ask. I'm talking about my private things. Some certain things Allah give them to me without me asking. Forget this. I'm asking about my direct things, such as I want to buy a Mercedes car. I would love to have it. Very nice car for me. It's very expensive. I'm doing my best. I found a second-hand one, excellent price. Ya Allah, Ya Rabb, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, make it easy for me to buy this. It's the best price. I don't want him to have another deal with someone else. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Okay, this is unspecific in this. Okay? So, but it did not happen. طب why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَفَنِي أُجِيب. طيب, here now we start. The other verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَوْفُوا بِعَهْدِي أُوفِ بِعَهْدِكُمْ وَإِيَّايَ فَارْهَبُونَ. In the context, I'm trying to highlight how Allah operates this alam. Okay? How Allah controls. This is, we call it in the Islamic terminology, as-sunan al-kawniyya. The universal laws. The laws that Allah designed, created, and He laid them down, and He controls the relation between Him and us. By the way, we have different laws in this universe. We have physical laws, mathematical laws, chemical laws by Allah. It's Allah who decided that, for example, this material and this material, if they are mixed together, the third material will be something else, which is in the chemistry, for example. We discover this, we make benefit of it, but it's Allah who put the law that, for example, now, if I put my hand on any piece of الرخام شو بالإنجليزي؟ Marble, yes. For example, the marble, by the creation of Allah, my hand, by the creation of Allah, if they are touched together, there is no interaction. ما في تفاعل. There is no chemical interaction. I will not be stuck with it. My hand will not be part of the marble, but it's not the case with other chemicals. Some chemicals, if they touch the marble, it will be melted. I do not create this. I just discover this, or I make benefit of the things. This is chemical laws, physical laws, mathematical laws, etc. We have sunan kawniyya, special, we call it universal laws, such as أوفوا بعهدي أوفي بعهدكم. O my servants, fulfill your covenant, I will fulfill mine. Fulfill your covenant, I will fulfill mine. إن تنصروا الله ينصركم. This is called in English the if clause sentences. الجملة الشرطية. Are you with me? إن تنصروا الله, what? The victory of Allah will come in case if you decided to support the religion of Allah. Allah will give you victory. For example, اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه ومن يتوكل فهو حسبه, which means now if you do real tawakkul, which tawakkul means full trust in Allah after taking all possible means, Allah will be the best supporter for you and He will follow what you need. But if you trust Him, so many things will not be moved in my direction until I do something before them. Now, let's understand the first step. What did we call the first step? The obstacles of the dua, which means we have barriers between us and what we need. So let's understand this from this hadith. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in a hadith, it was narrated by Imam Muslim, it's a sahih hadith, إن الله تعالى طيب لا يقبل إلا طيبا. It's a long hadith. I took part of what I need. He said, the narrator says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is tayyib. It's a general word, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not accept but the good things. لا يقبل إلا طيبا, does not accept the fawahish or the false or the wrong things, just the tayyib. It's a general comprehensive word that contains goodness. قال ثم ذكر الرجل. Then Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم ذكر الرجل يطيل السفر أشعث أغبر يمد يديه إلى السماء يا رب يا رب ومطعمه حرام ومشربه حرام وغذي بالحرام فأنى يستجاب لذلك. Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم says in a hadith, he mentioned a man like an example. قال يطيل السفر أشعث أغبر يمد يديه إلى السماء. يطيل السفر, continuously he is on the process of traveling. He's a traveler. He's not settled in a country. مسافر. which means he's in a very difficult, you know, the musafir or the traveler always is like the one who's settled with everything around him, which means he's some kind of more in need and more, you know, weak, because does not have everything with him. So يطيل السفر. Plus, أشعث أغبر. أشعث أغبر, full of dust and shaggy, which means he's poor and in need. He's not a well-tight, you know, person. It's like a sign that he's poor and in need. Plus, قال يمد يديه إلى السماء. He is taking his best in terms of making the dua. And he's admitting that Allah is there. And he's admitting that Allah is the one who gives. And he is not just raising up his hand, but قال يا رب يا رب. He's calling Allah and he is begging Allah to respond to him. So look, he is a musafir, in need, weak, making the dua, raising up his hand. But then Prophet Muhammad ﷺ continues. قال ومطعمه حرام. His food comes from haram source. General word. There is haram that comes with, you know, we have money from different channels in our lives. So the channels in his life, basically they come from haram. قال ومشربه حرام. His drink comes from haram source. قال وغذي بالحرام. As we say, from top to toe, everything in him is haram. قال فأنا يستجاب لذلك. So how come you think that Allah will be responding to him? It's like a message in Hadith Sahih. It's narrated by Imam Muslim to tell me, to tell my respected brothers, my respected sisters. Now, if I'm making the dua and there is no response, what I'm doing now basically, as if I'm trying to altogether to know what is the checklists when we have a problem with dua. You know, checklist? When you want to make sure that before you start the engine, start the project, do something, start whatever, you say checklist. Everything is okay. The engine is there. Electricity is connected. The plug is in the socket. The electricity is on. No problem. The heat, everything. Okay, yalla. Then nothing starts. The engine does not start. There is what? A problem. So we come to the checklist. Is the fuel there? Oh my God, there is no gas. Okay, I knew the problem. No gas, no fuel. So how do I solve the problem? I make dua or I bring fuel? I bring fuel. Okay? I press the button, the engine does not start. Checklist 1, 2, 3, 4. I discovered that the electricity is not on. It's off. Simply tick. Khalas, it's solved. Just tick. Sometimes, by the way, the problem between me and Allah is just tick. That's it. Maybe this tick is just go and say sorry to your mother. That's it. She feels angry from you because you disrespected her. So there was blockage between you and responding to the dua. I'm not exaggerating. So if I want this to be solved, go and solve this. One, so it's under your control. So قال أشعث يمد يده للسماء. So this is the first what. And by the way, and I will finish mine, then I will open the floor for discussion. Okay. So if you have a question, keep it in your mind, inshallah, to ask it. بإذن الله. Now, طيب. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. By understanding موانع استجابة الدعاء, by default, we will read another hadith now. It gives an idea about شروط استجابة الدعاء, some of the conditions. Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم says in the hadith, قال اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. I did not, yes. قال ما من مسلم يدعو بدعاء ليس فيه إثم ولا قطيعة رحم إلا أعطاه الله بها إحدى ثلاث. There is no, brother, can you ask him just to, please? There is, what I was saying. ما من مسلم يدعو بدعاء ليس فيه إثم ولا قطيعة رحم إلا كان حقا على الله. One of the basic parts before I start making dua, I should not do what the ulama said, transgressing in the dua, الاعتداء في الدعاء. I need to fulfill condition. I'm not supposed to be making a dua in something against Allah's law. For example, I want to make a dua. I went to the grave of a holy person and I ask this person to let my, some Sufi orders, some Sufi groups, what they do? They believe in this sacred power of the Sheikh. They go to his grave, believing that this is shirk. Now I'm asking Allah, but doing through what? The Sheikh who is dead. This is i'tida' fi dua in the hadith. Don't try, which means don't ask Allah while you are attacking his law. Which means fulfilling the condition, make it pure. Don't do it in this way. يدعو ليس فيه قال ما من مسلم يدعو ليس فيه إثم ولا قطيعة رحم. And don't let your dua contains any kind of attacking others without any valid reasons. I hate him. I'm not sure from whatever. I'm attacking him. Ya Allah til'anu, Ya Allah takhdu. I'm not talking now about if I'm oppressed, if someone's attacking me. Some people, for whatever reason, for different reasons, maybe they keep making dua against others. Oh Allah, let me just get rid of all this family. I hate all of these people. I don't want them to be this. For example, maybe I have a problem in me. Maybe I have some envy or some kind of problem. I feel very angry and make dua against some families, from my relatives, from my colleagues, not to be successful in their whatever, okay? Because I don't want it. Khalas, I don't want it. I want dua. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable because it contains i'tida'. It contains ithm. It contains what? Something has to do with something that Allah is not happy. But let's imagine now that I have no problem in terms of obstacles and I'm fulfilling the conditions. Let's jump to the most important part of my talk, which is طرق إجابة الدعاء. The ways how Allah, and this is the most important thing of my talk, by the way. Let's assume, inshallah, all of us, inshallah, from those whom their dua should be accepted. I'm making the dua, but no response. Why? Now, I read about 5 ahadith, or different ahadith. According to a number of prophetic ahadith, because Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he was preaching for 23 years. So this question, he was asked this question maybe 100 times in his life. A number of ahadith, we discover that ways of responding to the dua, to the best of my knowledge, could be 5 ways. Number one. What is number 1? What we all wish, which is direct response. Ya Allah, Ya Rabb, I would love to do my, for example, master's degree in political science in Toronto University. Ya Allah, make it easy when I do the application, just to give it immediately and have a scholarship without any obstacles, any problem. Ya Rabb, Ya Rabb, Ya Rabb, Ya Allah. Direct. I will be satisfied in my measurement if I'm accepted in Toronto University political sciences. Directly, without any kind of here or there. I filled the application, but it came to me, Masters in Law in Waterloo. This is not what I want. Okay, this is not a real example, but just to make it easy, okay? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Or, no response at all. No master's degree aslan. Or, I received the application, I'm accepted, but no scholarship. So I can't pay. I can't afford 60,000 or 50 or 80,000 a year. I can't. So, problem. Where is Allah? طرق إجابة الدعاء. Number 1, to be responded directly in what you love. 1. Number 2, I make a dua. I deserve that Allah responds to me, but because, now pause. If I believe in the attributes and the names of Allah, إذا كنت أؤمن بأسماء الله وصفاته. One of the basic parts of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is Al-Alim and Al-Hakim. Focus with me. Alim and what? Hakim. He's the all-knowing. He knows everything. Part of His knowledge, He knows the future, which is future for us. For Him is not future, because time is not applicable on Allah. Allah is beyond time and place, so He knows everything. So I'm asking, Ya Rab, Ya Rab, Ya Allah, I want this, just this. He knows that this is not khair for me, but I deserve to be responded. So instead of giving me what I'm asking, he will give me something else. It would not have come to me unless I have prayed. Something frees there on the shelf. It's just for those who pray, but they are not focusing in their prayers, or they are asking for something which is not for their benefit. They will be what? Replaced with something else. So therefore, number two, many or some of the khair that comes in your life, it was not designed to be part of your rizq. It became part of your rizq because of your dua. So this is number two. Number three, when I make dua sincerely and I deserve that Allah respond to me, but Allah knows that there is no khair in what I respond. The third way now. So Allah decided not to respond to me. What else? The other possibility now. Now I have some kind of sins in my account. I have atham. Any one of us, we have this. So by making the dua, not responding to what I ask, Allah will be deleting some of my sins from my ithim in my record. قال أو يكفر بها من ذنبه إما أن يجيبه, or respond directly. قال أو يأتيه بخير بما هو خير منه. He will be giving something else better. Or he will be deleting part of his sins. Or شو الفورث one؟ أعطاه الله الدخل. قال أو يرفعه بها درجة. Or he will, by his dua, will be upgraded in his status in the sight of Allah a degree. He was from Al-Abrar, he will be from the Muqarrabin. He was from the class of, let's say, 72, now he's from 85. Keeping dua, 92. Keeping dua, 95. Keeping dua, but you are, what does this mean? You will be from more close to Allah and have a special status that you will face it in the future. This is number what? 4. Number 5. قال أو by the way, I'm combining a number of ahadith. I'm talking, when I prepared, I read, and this is like about 4 to 5 ahadith. I'm making the conclusion of the hadith. The 5th one is قال أو يدخرها له في الآخرة. Or it will be saved. You know, we call in the language of the banking system, what we call my savings. By the way, why do we put savings in the bank? For what? For the future. The system of the retirement that I asked about, it's RSP? RISP? RRSP, okay, yes. RRSP. What is it basically? You put money, you have no right to have access on them. You keep them when you are retired at the age of 65. And you have, by the way, even no right to take a big amount of them even when you're retired. Because it will be used for your what? Retirement, because maybe you will live according to their policies up to 80 plus or even 90. So they need to keep spending from this money, which is your money. You put part of it, your company put part of it for maybe 30 years. What are these? Savings. Are you benefiting from them now? No. Are you happy for the fact that you, by the way, is it guaranteed that you will benefit from them? No. Because there is the most ultimate fact, which is death. Death. If I passed away, at least I myself will not be benefiting from them. Yet, we do what? Savings. But subhanallah, in Allah's system, the story is different. Ya Allah, Ya Rabb, savings. Really? Yes. But how can I know? Do you believe? Why do you believe in the system of any country in the RRSP? Why? What is the guarantee for you to receive these savings? What is? No guarantee. Just simple earthquake, all of us, ma'as salama. Am I exaggerating? No, but anything. Flood, banks, earthquake, problem, anything. And the most important thing, my death. If I passed away, no benefit. Yet, I depend heavily on it. saving, saving, saving. So I'm just paying the attention so as not to think that this is something silly or something just philosophical. No, 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 no. We are completely mixed with this. We do this without guarantee. Why not to do it with? By the way, who is the one who will, how to say, الضامن, guarantor? Guarantor, huh? Who's the guarantor now? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is there a possibility that Allah might die? A'udhu billah. Might miss calculations? Miss my record? No, 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 no. ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد. I do not utter a single word, okay? But it's recorded. It's either with me or against me. There's in the record. So nothing to be missed, nothing to be lost, nothing to be, no, 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 no. Everything is there. So when I made dua there, maybe I read some, but I could not make sure if they are hadith sahih. Therefore, I'm not narrating them. I'm not sure. But I can imagine from the general meaning of the hadith, the one of us could be coming in the day of judgment and he might be facing millions, if not trillions of hasanat, of rewards because of his prayer. And I can imagine some of us will or might wish, Ya Allah, I wish then if you have not responded, not even for one dua in the dunya because of the ajr that he's saying there. Are you with me? So now when we conclude again now. If there is no obstacle in my face and I'm fulfilling, okay, the conditions, when I make dua, if Allah did not respond to me, does this mean that Allah does not love me? No, no, no. I'm not responded by one way, but I have another 4 ways. Next question. Okay, how can I know, Sheikh, in which way Allah is responding to me? My answer is, who told you that you will know? And who told you that we have access? I have to submit and believe, but I will give you glad tidings. If you are so close from Allah, Allah will let you know which way. There's something between you and Him. There's no law. I can't tell you, look, if you did, for example, 1,000 tasbih and 5,000 salah al nabi and 20 rak'ah and you sleep after, for example, exactly you will see a dream and Allah will tell you. No, 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 no. This is nothing as such in our sharia. But I can tell you, it's up to Allah. You make the dua. Allah did not respond. Because you believe and you trust, you have the full tranquility and peace of mind that you trust in Him, that He will choose the best for you. He did not respond to yours, so you were very happy. Alhamdulillah, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, yes. Maybe you got to sleep, you see a dream, Allah is telling you about something no one on earth will understand it except you. You will be very happy. Or Allah will let something new happens in your life next day. You will feel because He made you feel that this is instead of that. I can't give you a law, but I tell you, trust in Him, and it's His, He will, don't worry, He will let you know how. But just, we need, the core point is, وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. The ayah before this ayah, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Look, the law. If you do the taqwa mean, it's a general meaning. To fear Allah, to take care of the condition of Allah, Allah will give you the exit. But what is the exit, Sheikh? I don't know. Allah will decide, depends on my sincerity at that specific situation. It depends. The exit could be that everything will be cancelled. The exit could be I myself will not be there. I will not reach the area itself. Allah decides. The core point. Am I doing something bad against Allah's law? No. Alhamdulillah. Checklist? Yes. Am I transgressing? No. No, no, no. Am I making dua? Yes. How? I don't know. It's up to Allah. How can I know? Allah will let you know. Don't worry. Clear? This is the full what? Image. Now just one point left. Then I will stop. I receive your questions. Some people might miss a very beautiful law as part of the universal law. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained, it is related to my topic in general, not just the dua. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِالشِّرِّ وَالْخَيْرِ فِتْنَةً وَإِلَيْنَا تُرْجَعُونَ. We heard this ayah, وَنَبْلُوكُمْ. Allah is stating clearly that we do, this is the majestic we. Allah is talking about himself with his majesty. They say we, which is, in English, does not mean the plural. Call it the majestic we. Allah said, we do put you into trial, nablukum. We test you in shar and khair. Both what we classify as evil or bad and what we classify as good. Good and bad. Shar wa khair, fitna. For the sake of fitna. Now, what's the meaning of fitna? Fitna in Arabic, the source of the word, or they call it the radicals or the root verb of the word is al-fatnu, fa-ta-na, or fatnun. Al-fatnu in Arabic basically means to bring the gold in its original status when it is small pieces between rocks and, soil. When it is mixed with dirty things, they call it a tibr. So the people, they go the rivers, you see in the movies, they go in the river, they try to make some, it's between the rocks and the soil, the sand. When it's mixed, it's called tibr. When they have, for example, an amount of small pieces of stones and rocks and soil, and it contains small pieces of gold, the way that how they derive the gold from it, they do the fatn in Arabic. Al-fatnu, to bring this amount, which is full of dirty things, contains some gold, they put it in the oven with a very high temperature, 2,000 degrees, for example, 3,000 degrees. The gold will be what? Will be melted. It will be melted completely. Rocks and stones will not, because they need much more higher temperature. For example, 700 degrees, I don't know exactly the degree, but the gold will be melted much more quicker than stones and other things. So by this, by al-fatn, by exposing good and bad things to very high temperature, the gold, i.e. the good thing, will be completely purified. This is the original meaning of the language. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَنَبْلُوكُمْ, we do put you into trial, بِالْخَيْرِ وَالشَّرِّ, to apply the concept of fitna for you. So what's the meaning of fitna now? It's as if Allah is telling us, I send you the tests, the trials, the obstacles in your face, so that this is like the oven. If really from inside you are pure, purity will come alone and everything else will be out, like stones and others. Are you with me? So when I face difficulties, which is part of, because when I ask for something and Allah does not respond, I consider it a problem in my life. I consider it what? A big problem in my life. Allah is not responding to me. I want this. In addition to understanding these things, what could be the wisdom of me asking for something in specific and there is no direct response? Allah is purifying me, educating me, upgrading me. I was in grade 5, now I'm in grade 6 now. I'm in grade 7, 8, 9. I have more understanding how things happen, why, when, how. I'm not dealing with Allah in a childish attitude anymore. So this is in itself, it do fatten for me, okay? This is the meaning. This is related to the full package. By this, alhamdulillah, exactly half an hour. I finished my talk. Now we receive questions. But don't ask me about what? Islamic banking and mortgage, okay? Yes, because I don't understand them. we will be talking just about dua, okay? Just my topic. If there's any question that I can deal with, please, for 5-10 minutes, then we finish, inshallah. Any question about dua, responding, obstacles, problems? Yes, brother. I will repeat the question, inshallah.
Can we make dua giving reference to the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the Muhammad?
I'm not able to hear you over here.
Can we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving reference or wasila his love to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Okay. So the brother is asking about one of the most controversial things in Islamic world, at-tawassul. He said, can we make dua, making the reference or the wasila by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You know, some Arabic people, they say, Allahumma inni as'aluka bijahi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know the concept of wasila? It's like the intercession in the middle. To be honest with you, there is a dispute between the ulama about this. Some of them, they say it's not allowed because actually what distinguishes us as Muslims that we have a direct relation with Allah. We are not like some other people of the book that they put, you know, you go for confession. You know, when you go to the church, for example, you do for what? Confession. What is the concept of confession? You go to a person like you, and maybe, by the way, more sinful than you, or at least like you, or like me, and you confess, and if this person said, khalas, everything is recovered, khalas. Now you went to the person who has no authority to forgive you, and he gave you a false answer by the fact that you are forgiven even though you might not. Okay? So this is in Islam completely unacceptable. So therefore, part of the ulama, they say, it's not allowed. Part of them, they say, it's allowed and we have evidences on that. Now, what is it? Now, basically, before we discuss the concept of making wasila by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, let's discuss the concept itself. Can I use wasila to make something between me and Allah in Islam? Yes. But bisalih al-a'mal, the righteous deeds of mine, because there's direct hadith on that, which is the very famous hadith. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in a hadith sahih that ثلاثة نفر حبسوا في الغار. It was like a very well-known hadith. He talked about three persons. They were walking once. It was like night, you know, in the forest, in the desert, Allahu alam. They went to a cave to sleep. So a big rock closed the gate of the cave on them. They started asking Allah by their deeds. One of them, he said, Ya Allah, you know that I was doing such and such with my parents, and I did it for your sake. If you know that I did this for your sake, Ya Allah, help us. قال فانفجرت الصخرة قليلا. But لكنهم لا يستطيعون الخروج. So the rock just gave like a crack, small space, but still they can't escape from inside. فجاء الآخر قال يا الله, you know that I've done. So they mentioned, everyone mentioned his good deeds in his history, and they were accepted. From this, there is no problem at all to do the wasila with your good deeds. Like, Ya Allah, if you know, Ya Allah, that when I went to the Umrah, I was helping all the people in the bus and preparing all the time the dinner, and for your sake. Just I want to help the poor for you, and I did it for your sake, and you know that I did it for your sake. Ya Allah, help me in this. This is allowed in Islam, no problem, with your good deeds. Now the dispute was about what? Can we use a human being as intercession in that? Which means Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Here came the dispute. Some ulama, they said yes, you can still. Why? Because they made another evidence for that, which is in the day of judgment. We know what is called hadith al-shafa'ah. Have you heard this? Shafa'ah, the intercession. At the end of the day, you know, yawm al-hisab, at the day of accountability, basically, the commencement, the starting of the day of hisab will not start till the people, they will be gathered, congregated in one place in a very hot conditions, very difficult conditions. Some of us, we will be in our sweat. To a degree, قال فيأتي الناس ويرجون آدم أن يشفع لهم عند الله كي يبتدئ الحساب. The people will be pointing to Adam, oh Adam, please let Allah start our accountability. فيقول نفسي نفسي قال إن لي عند الله ذنبا. He said, I'm afraid from my Lord, the meaning, because I did sin. قال ثم يأتون نوح ويأتون موسى وعيسى ثم يأتون إلى, all of them will apologize. قال فيأتون إلي, Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, the people will come to me and I will go and do sujood, to prostrate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قال فيلهمني الله محامد وتسابيح لم أعرفها من قبل فأدعو الله بها ويقال لي يا محمد ارفع رأسك وسل تعطى واشفع تشفع. Then I will be inspired with a new glorification, words, tasbih for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I did not know before. I will use them to ask Allah, Ya Allah, please start our accountability. It's to honor Prophet Muhammad in the Day of Judgment. Then I will be told, raise up your hand, ask what you wish, and whatever you ask will start. Then the hisab start. They say, when the people go and ask the intercession of Prophet Muhammad, they say, so this is the evidences of those who allow just Prophet Muhammad, okay? Still the other party, they say, okay, they are against asking for shafa'a, for wasila by a dead person, which is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the negotiation, I gave you their evidences. Now, what I advise you, if you are convinced, I myself used to do the wasila when I starting my talab al-ilm, my seeking the knowledge, then I myself stopped. But I can't declare it's haram agreed upon. To be honest with you, it's a negotiable, okay, disputable point which is valid for both parties. If you want to take a precaution, it's preferable not to say it. If you insisted to do it, there is a valid opinion, even though I recommend not. Okay? Clear? Right. Another question.
You started the conversations very clearly mentioning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had told Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that tell people that I am in front of you, I am there to answer. So that means there's no wasila there.
Brother, I told you, what you are telling me now is completely discussed with details for 1,400 years. We will not finish it now.
That's what I'm saying. That means no
This is a valid opinion, but this is opinion that many ulama still they are accepting. So I don't have the authority to say they are completely wrong or haram.
authority is there. It is in Quran.
Okay, so
I'm not able to convey the message. Anyway,
just ask
Okay.
question,
Yeah.
and then we may not be able to agree, but we can maybe discuss whatever questions are left. Inshallah, we can discuss next Friday. So for now, your question has been answered. Next
the
Friday.
question, yeah.
Life insurance.
Oh.
Okay. He's asking about life insurance. Is it permissible? To the best of my knowledge, I'm not expert, but I asked some of my experts. They say we have no problem in life insurance, no problem. But the problem is you need to know the insurance company in which ways they invest their money. But this is the problem. Now, the concept of insurance, it's agreed upon in Islam. The concept, which means I'm doing my best, taking the possible means to try, in case if I face the problem, I will find a backup system. This is the philosophy of the insurance. From Islamic point of view, this idea is not haram, okay? The point now is you need to do your best to find in somehow where they invest their money. If you can put in somewhere. This is what I understood. Wallahu alam.
Okay.
Wallahu alam. Yeah.
May I just request one thing? Today's topic was du'a.
Yes.
So let's make our questions only about du'a.
Yes, please. I prefer this. Yeah.
So because if we start opening topics, we will not be able to finish all the topics, and then we won't have complete answers. So let's just focus on questions about dua and istijab.
Yes. Salam wa rahmatullah.
In Islam, the dua is basically is the wasila of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam from Allah. Because how do you know how to ask from Allah?
What do you mean that dua is the wasila?
Because when you do dua, how do you know how to do the dua from Allah?
I didn't understand the question.
Okay. See, brother, we can talk afterwards, but brief point is, when you are making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, although Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam taught us how to make dua.
Yes.
But that's different thing. Okay? Our relationship with Allah is direct.
Not direct.
No, just hold on. No. Just listen.
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Okay.
If you do not accept, if you do not,
You are not supposed to discuss. You are not supposed to talk. I'm talking. You listen. Okay? That's the rule here. You ask question and then quietly listen to the answer. So you ask a question about wasila, and I'm telling you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us message through Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam because we cannot deal directly with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has all the power. He can listen to us. He knows everything which goes through our mind and everything like that. So we can talk directly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's the way Allah wants us to do that. Okay? That's the answer. Let's not leave at that. Brother.
you didn't satisfy me.
Okay, that's fine. We try.
You asked me the question, so you.
We are not here to argue. Yes.
I have a question about
Yeah.
deceased parents or anyone deceased.
Deceased?
Parents or anyone deceased.
Parents,
For the deceased,
ah.
we tell us something what we should do, how what is told about how the dua reaches to the deceased one, because they are gone, their account is closed.
Jimmy, what can we do? It's a very good question. Look, now let's be sure that first of all that the ajr of your dua does reach the deceased people, because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam clearly said in the hadith, إذا مات ابن آدم انقطع عمله إلا من ثلاث. If the son of Adam, طبعا in this context we are talking about the believers, okay, passed away, the channels of feeding his account in ajr will be completely stopped except from three main gates or channels. One of them صدقة جارية, one of them علم ينتفع به, a knowledge that is beneficial, and the third one ولد صالح يدعو له. Yes, listen to this. ولد, by the way, the word walad in Arabic, it's applicable on males and females. Walad does not mean boy in Arabic. Walad means, okay, like a kid or child, which is applicable in both males and females in Arabic, okay? So a male or a female, a son or a daughter making dua for you or doing anything good, okay, it will reach you even after you pass away. So what can I do for the deceased? For my father if he passed away? Number one, the normal traditional dua, sincerely. Normal, which I can do it at least 5 times after the prayer. You know, there is a special place for dua after the prayer. Special dua between the adhan and the iqamah. For example, at least minimum, I can't imagine someone who has a father or a mother, they passed away and not making dua for them at least 5 times a day. I can't imagine, I personally. I can't imagine, less than 5. But more, whenever you remember them, just make dua. This is stage number 1. Stage number 2, part of the meaning according to the ulama, the ajr, it's not just the dua literally, with anything you do. If you are there, his son or his daughter, okay? The khair that I will do, which means, if I'm doing anything good in my life, by default I'm benefiting my parents. What if I did it intentionally? When I do the thing, I always make a new intention. Ya Allah, if you accepted this from me, please let its ajr reach my father or my mother. By both ways, deeds and the traditional verbal dua. In my life, on daily basis, I can be sending to them hundreds or tens or thousands of hasanat on daily basis, which is excellent. Plus, طبعا the other things like doing some kind like spreading something on their behalf, or, okay, like book of knowledge, or put coolers in masajid, or helping the, like endowment, or making a waqf, you know, the concept of waqf, the Islamic endowment. All of these things, if I did it with the intention, many evidences that it will reach them بإذن المولى عز وجل. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Brother, any righteous deed, any, and I mean it literally, any. If you took something hard from the street, or if you read the Quran, if you prayed or you helped a poor person, if you just helped someone to cross the road, or if you made a sandwich for someone who's in need, all of these good deeds, when you do them, Ya Allah, if you accepted this, please send a dua for them. Anything. Anything, literally. I mean, any good thing, okay? Any righteous things.
It will update going to the grave. For
So-
example, grave of my father. I read Yasin al-Quran.
Khair, khair, it's khair. It's part of the khair, alhamdulillah. Inshallah, may Allah give you barakah all the time, inshallah.
Is it okay to ask your parents or your elders to make dua for you?
Is it okay to ask them to make dua? You mean directly they are alive? Yes. Definitely it is, yes. Definitely it's yes. They used to ask the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to make dua for them. Ask, Ya Rasulullah, ud'u lana. Ya Rasulullah. Yes, definitely it is. There's no problem at all. The dispute was about, can I make like, something in between me and Allah by someone who passed away, like Prophet Muhammad ﷺ or the Shaykh. This is the problem. You got my point? But asking him now, I'm talking with him. Ya Shaykh Dua al-Salihin, it's part of our, it's our religion, yes? Actually, it's highly recommended to do this. Wherever you go, please make dua for me. Please make dua for me. Because you don't know from whom Allah will accept. Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat? I could not hear very well.
Okay, so your question is that when it, yes, rewarded in the hereafter, he
Yes.
told already in his speech. He
Yes.
told that
If it is not, we don't say it's not accepted. It was accepted, but responding to the dua, it was not necessarily like what you went in this dunya. It could be saved, reserved for you in the akhirah. Yes, and you will find it there, inshallah. In terms of ajr, بإذن الله. شوفوا sisters, عندهم أسئلة? Sorry, in English. Sisters, do you have questions? في هنا? Sorry, after the brother, inshallah. Yeah.
I have a question. Muslims all around the world are suffering since years.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people like Palestine and Kashmir and other places in the world. And at the same time, Muslims around the world are praying for the suffering to end. But we can see that it's not ending, it's continuing. We are praying a lot in every Jummah prayer.
Apply the rule.
So, I mean, like, collectively, there are a lot of people who would be applying those rules. So, why are not...
Good, nice. I will repeat the question. The brother is asking a very good question. Around the world, by the way, 75% of refugees on earth are Muslims, which means the vast majority of people who are suffering on earth, they are Muslims. Let's open now another laws. ومن أعرض عن ذكري فإن له معيشة ضنكا ونحشره يوم القيامة أعمى. Those who decided to turn away from my way, they will have a hardship in their lives. Now, let's talk it on a collective level, group levels, state levels, and individual levels. I know and you know, as individuals, we have a lot of good, nice people. As a groups, okay, especially those who have the power, and in general, many Muslims still they have disasters in their relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The majority of Muslims, they don't pray. The majority of Muslims, they use the riba, even though they have Islamic banking in their countries. Like my country, for example. We have Islamic and we have the other. Many people, the majority, and no one's forcing them, no one's threatening them, but they seek more profits. Mixed parties, wedding parties, mixed between boys and girls, nearly half naked. Some of them used to be muhajjabat. Millions of Muslims on daily basis, they drink alcohol. Millions of Muslims in 5 Arab countries that I know, which is Syria, Jordan, Palestine, Iraq, Lebanon, they commit blasphemy in the streets. Do you know what I mean by this? They swear against Allah in the street. You know, the youth, when they're angry, they say such and such for your Lord, such and such for your religion. It's part of the culture. So I can assure you that in 5 Arab countries alone, Allah is insulted in the streets in average maybe 2 million times every 5 hours. I'm not exaggerating. But when you put all of these things together, after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, many Arab countries, they adapted what? Nationalism, Marxism, atheism, okay, communism. Many of us, many, go from Indonesia, Pakistan, Arab world, Gulf, Arabs, most of us. I'm not talking about the politicians now. The group of people, most of us, we did not care. So still, according to the law of Allah, we as groups, we need, here we come to another law, which is, إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. So your question is applicable on a very big scale as a group level. Allah will not change anything in your situation till you change what is under your control of your situation. Can we? Yes, we can. Simple example, I will just finish it. In terms of elections, for example, let's talk about in Jordan. I'm talking about my country. In Jordan, tribalism has a very powerful, influence in our culture. When MPs, they go to elections, I know that this MP, he's my cousin, for example. I know that he drinks alcohol. And I know he's a very bad person. He gives bribe. And most of his money from haram. But he is my cousin. The tribal culture tells me you have to support your cousin, or otherwise, shame on you. So my knowledge, my faith, my logic, my feelings, my common sense all tell me it's wrong to support your cousin because he is a bad person. Practically, what do? I support my cousin. How many Muslim countries we apply this? So actually, somehow, in my language, many of us, literally, we are fighting Allah. So how come Allah will respond to us? But, sorry, to have a full package. Individuals who deserve to be responded, apply the other ways. He will have the ajr for his sincerity. Does this? What about those who are suffering? It's another story. Those who are suffering, some of them might be deserving this suffering. Some of them, they will go martyrs and shuhada, and some of them, they will be uplifted or upgraded. So different categories. So altogether. Have answered? Inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Change our situation. Majority of Muslims have to become better.
Yes.
Then it will happen. So that's prerequisite. Last question. Who was there?
في sister هناك.
Oh.
Yes. Salam rahmatullah.
I like to read the morning and evening adhkar, but one of my problems is with my work schedule and getting the kids ready for school. I don't get to do it at the proper time sometimes. So, for example, I might read it before Fajr. It's supposed to be right after Fajr, right? Yeah. The morning adhkar. I guess what my question is the timing for the morning and the evening adhkar, because I try and read it morning and evening because I see a lot of value in it. But I wanted to ask, is that okay? Like, I know for the evening, I think it's supposed to be between Asr and Maghrib, but sometimes with work.
Sister, let me give you glad tidings. When the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us about the preferred, brother, she gave me the Jazakallah khair. Okay. MashaAllah, 3. Oh, طيب, Jazakallah khair, 3 of you. طيب, thank you very much. Thank you very much, brother. Jazakallah khair. What shall I do now, okay? Because I can't leave it. I have to drink it. So, thank you. Alhamdulillah. The good news. All of these adhkar, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in a clever way, prophetic way, he gave a lot of adhkar. He spread them in different times so that all the time will be. The fact that I'm not able to commit myself in a certain time, I lost the preferred time. Losing the preferred time does not mean I will not get the ajr or the reward or the happiness if I did it any time else when I can. So don't worry, just you do your best. The core point is, are you doing your best to keep in touch with Allah? If yes, don't worry. Just do your best. That's why, for example, many people, they are busy. For example, those who drive the Uber, for example, they drive 12 hours a day. Some of them, they memorize the Quran while they are driving. They do all the dhikr. Sometimes it's like a clever way how I distribute my time. Don't restrict yourself necessarily if you have some kind of difficult schedule. The point is, do it when you can. And bi'idhnillah, Allah will accept from you. Okay? Jazakum Allah khair. Finish?
Jazakumullah
Barakallah
khair.
khair.